Hello and welcome to another instructional video on the MiSTer FPGA system. This time I'm going to show you how to set up your MiSTer using this new program called MiSTer Companion. It makes it super easy, even easier than my original instructional video on how to set it up. This we're going to walk you through and hopefully get MiSTer set up within, maybe half an hour or so. I think the video will be about that long and the time to actually do it yourself will be roughly about that time. So budget that amount of time on that. So this is the official GitHub page of the MiSTer Companion, and we're going to do this current release candidate for version 3. It's working pretty well. I've done some testing on it to see how it works so far. So don't be afraid that it says release candidate. Pretty soon there'll be the super stable one, maybe even by the time this video is out and you're seeing it and it's been published, that it'll be already, in a quote unquote stable one. I don't think it's that unstable, but in a the official release by then, it may already be out. So this hopefully will be relevant for a while yet. So I just like to say, if this video helps you in any way, or you enjoy it, or whatever, it's informative to you, if you would just please give it a little like. That'd be really nice of you. If you don't want to, that's fine. No worries. But yeah, if you do that, that would be really nice. So if you want to subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is just a reminder to do so if you're so inclined. If you're not, don't worry about it. Don't have to do it. So, what I'm doing here is for informational purposes. I'm trying to help the community and do, the installs and show people how easy, it is to set up a MiSTer. So this is, a public service that I'm trying to do. So I'm not, asking for much in return. Just, if you do have any questions or the video has helped you, what really helps me out in that regard is comments, so that I know that people are seeing this and they're getting some value out of it, and that gives me notification to continue. So with this MiSTer Companion, you're going to go download this. Right now, it's this is showing the old release. There is a link down here that you can use, or you can go to, if you go to the releases, this will show you the latest. If you go to releases, because actually click, here's the pre-release. So once this becomes like official and ready, you can do that, but you can just download it here manually as well. But hopefully it'll be, by the time you get to this, it'll be here and you can just click there and grab that one and get the latest release. Okay, so this helps you do it. There's a lot of neat information here on this web page. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to this, so that you can get to it really easily, take a look at it, and download the program and do all the things that you see me do here in this install. So as you can see, I've already downloaded it and set it up here on the desktop so that you can see what it looks like and what it does. I would not recommend putting it on the desktop. This is the actual executable file. Put it in some sort of reasonable, folder, like, MiSTer setup or something like that. Install something, somewhere in your documents or wherever you stick little, like, one-off. I don't want to say one-off, but little self-contained programs like this that don't have installers. If you have a nice folder you like to put those in, put them there. But I'm just showing you, just for ease of making the video, I'm putting it here on the desktop. All right. So from there, what we want to do is we have, you have to have an SD card, and the SD card will be wiped. So, make sure that's one you don't, you've already backed up anything on it, or it's brand new and doesn't have anything on it. Or if it came with stuff, you've already backed up whatever, backup software they put on it, or if you're even interested in that. Okay, so let's just start it up, because there are some things we can do with that. All right, so we go ahead and double click on this and run it. And it says Windows protected your PC, blah, 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 blah. More info. It's just because this is an unknown publisher, maybe he'll get that registered with Microsoft or whatever he's got to do to get that. I don't know if he can or whatnot. Probably costs money or something. But we're just going to run it anyway. Not a big deal. It's a safe program. It's just because it's, unregistered. All right, Here's the MiSTer Companion setup, and you notice it just created these two folders as part of its setup. MiSTer Companion can now handle the MiSTer Fusion setup directly from the Flash MiSTer Fusion tab, which means we can flash our SD card before we put it in the MiSTer. From there, you can download the latest MiSTer Fusion image and balena CLI, select your SD card, and flash it directly from inside the app, which is what we're going to do. Run MiSTer Companion as administrator before flashing. Okay, I did not start this as administrator, so I better do that. You can do don't show this again. I'm not going to do that though. So, all right, so we have to start this as administrator because you need the administrator access to manage, SD cards because they're like mounting the drives and stuff, right? And it's going to go blank for a minute when I try to start it up. It's just the Windows system asking me if I want to allow this program to modify my device, and I'm going to click yes. And I will say that really briefly, but you unfortunately can't see it because of the way um, Windows works. It won't be recordable by OBS, which is what I'm using to record. So let's close this, right click on this, run as administrator. Here comes the warning that you can't see. I'm clicking yes. There we go, we're back. But and here now is the thing started. All right, and we're going to open the Flash MiSTer Fusion tab. So that's really convenient. I would probably turn that off once you've got it set up, because then because I've just clicked that button. The next time you start it up, turn that off so that it won't auto start. Or maybe if you download all this stuff, then it does. I can't remember if it'll do it, but if it comes up again, after you don't need it anymore, then you can just turn it off because you remember to get here and you don't need it when you're just accessing your MiSTer. All right, so we don't have any of this stuff. So we just click this button, download MiSTer Fusion. It's downloading. I think it takes a little while to set up, and you can see as it's coming down the percentage-wise, MiSTer Fusion download complete. That is done. It's all ready. Now we're going to do the balena CLI. This takes a little bit longer. I think it takes like 5-10 minutes, something like that maybe. But we'll see. Downloading. Maybe it'll be less than that. All right, it's extracting. I remember the extracting taking a long time, but we'll see if maybe it works a little better now. Than in my testing. And it's downloaded complete, and now it's ready. And you can see the tools here, and we'll open that just to show you what's in it. And you show it on my other monitor, but that's okay. And you got your balena CLI or balena and MiSTer Fusion are right there, and they're all set up and ready to go. So that's that. Now I'm going to click refresh drives because it has the program now, so it's going to scan. And it sees it. All right. And it's really good at finding the device and not picking anything else because I only have this one connected. If you have multiple of these like flash storage or whatever you want to call it, this is an SD card, but obviously, but these sort of, like if you have a thumb drive or other drive that's in here, you might see those, but removable storage, it's not finding, the hard drive, the main hard drive or anything like that. So it should be pretty safe that it won't erase your main hard drive. I can't guarantee that, but no warranty, et cetera, et cetera. But it should be a good feeling that's pretty safe. But be careful and pick the right drive here, which I only have one option. This is the right drive. So we're going to flash the SD card. So erase all data on physical drive 1. Do you want to continue? Yes. And it should take just a moment to set this up, and it should flash the MiSTer Fusion image. It's doing all sorts of neat stuff to prevent it from Windows from being annoying. It's the autoplay setting. Windows autoplay restore complete. It's all set up. There's your drive, and it will mount. Boom, there it is. And it's MiSTer Fusion because this is all set up to set up MiSTer. Once you copy it, once you put it in the MiSTer and it runs, it will run this and install MiSTer. So that'll take a couple minutes to do that as well. So We don't need this anymore. I'm going to just eject it. Save to remove hardware. So I can pull this out. And I will go ahead and put it in the MiSTer. I will pause just a moment while I do that. All right. MiSTer coming up. MiSTer Fusion is installing MiSTer. Please stand by. This will not take more than 2 minutes, and the system will automatically restart when done. So yeah, this will just take a couple of minutes. I'll probably pause this for a little bit so you don't have to wait for 2 minutes because I don't have a lot to say here when it's doing the install. That's about 1 minute. All right, let me change the background right away so we don't mess up those compression algorithms with the static screen. And that's it. It's set up. No files because it's, brand new. And it's still doing a little connecting and setting up, and now it's on the network. Okay, so we're going to go back over to the Windows side. Just one moment as I switch things over. Okay, and we're back here. We have the log, all that stuff. It's disconnected because we have not connected it to it yet, but it's set up. So now that is disconnected. So this is it has the default, gives you the default info right here. So we're going to scan the network to see what IP it showed, and it's 192.168.0.109. So we're going to use that selected IP, and we're going to save the device. We're going to give it a name. We're going to give it test MiSTer 1. So there it is. There's two, so these kind of flip back and forth. That's a little bit, I'm not saying annoying, distracting. It's a little bit distracting, flipping back and forth like that, but that's what it's doing. There's our config file, because we just saved it. We got this, so we're going to connect. I think when it's set up, it was like MiSTer Fusion was the name of the drive, but I think the name of the disk drive changes once MiSTer starts, and it's MiSTer_data. I don't think you'll see that though based on this thing. Okay, so we're connected. See, it shows connected here. It shows connected down here. So now with the device, this is how much space is taken up by the system. So it's like, 1%. I don't have any USB storage attached, so it shows nothing there. And it says none detected. SMB is disabled. So let's enable SMB. It does require a reboot, so we'll see how well the reboot goes. Status rebooting, that's very nice. Waiting for MiSTer because it's going to see if it comes up. Hopefully it'll come up on the same IP again, and it'll work. And it'll reconnect. If it doesn't reconnect, oh, it says connected, good. If it doesn't reconnect, we could rescan and do it again. Of course, our saved thing won't work, but yeah, so we're connected again, boom, boom, enabled. Let's click open an Explorer just to see what's there now. Yes, network connect credentials, so you can type in root. The password is the number 1, like we said before, and remember the credentials. That way you don't have to remember it later. It'll come up if if you change the password, it'll come up and remind you because you won't be able to get in. So you can save that, and boom, it comes right up. Here's your SD card, and you're not going to see the name of it because it's not mounted normally, like in Windows. You're not going to see that it is MiSTer data, and you can see that the files here are different now because the MiSTer has been installed. So we have a few files here, config, Linux, save state, scripts, menu RBF. That's with that's the menu that we were in, all that sort of thing. Not too much going on here. And when we run update all, I'll show you that there are a whole bunch more files. All right, I'm going to close this just because we'll probably reboot after we redo the install. But now we got SMB, so we can just put files on it real easy when we're ready to put our ROMs and other files that we need. There you go. All right, these are just MiSTer settings, which we can maybe talk about in a different video if there's anything that we need to set up for fancy stuff for you know your configuration, your setup. But this is going to be pretty straightforward and do whatever. You can back up stuff, restore defaults, all this fun stuff. The advanced mode, I'll just show you that in here. This shows you this is the MiSTer INI file, so you can just manually do stuff if you're advanced and you know what you're doing, or if you just want to tweak these specific settings. We have these, but we don't need to mess with those right now. So scripts, this is where we got update all, we got Zapperoo. If you want to do this, there's SD migration, which is nice. I believe that's if you want to migrate to a bigger SD card, or if you want to copy your stuff, to another SD card, and you have two MiSTers and you want, identical configs and just or identical setups, but on two different physical systems for some reason, then that I think you could use it for that as well. And this is a CIFS network share. It's a little different one, um, than um, the SMB one. It's kind of like NTFS, but it's different, or not NTFS, like NFS network file system, but it's a different one. I forget if it's I forget what it stands for. It might be Cisco something, but I could be wrong on that. I think I might be. I may be thinking of something else. And then um, so it's that. So you can have a different file type of file share if that works. A lot of other systems you can just connect via SFTP, and it works pretty well to transfer files. But um, depending on what sort of system you have. So this is all nice. You can open the scripts folder and look at the scripts. So let's just click that there, and it goes in and actually brings it up. Here's your update and your Wi-Fi, your scripts file. So it brings it right up. Boom, 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 right there. So we're going to install update all. Oh yeah. So the Zapperoo, if you have the Zapperoo set up, you can, install the scripts for there, and you can use those, the Zap scripts, if you want those to launch it. I don't have a Zapperoo system or any of that stuff, so I'm not going to mess with that. But it's a neat system if this is your kind of thing that you're into it. You can back up your saves, you can store backup, you can sync your saves, various ones. So you can sync them to different devices. You could have multiple ones on the network and just do it from one to one, through here, browser backups, sync folder, whatever, it depends which one you're connected to. And you can install wallpapers from here. So that's really cool. I'm not going to mess with that because it's just, it's extra stuff. I don't need to do that for this because it's just demonstration purposes, but you can do that. It's really easy. Just click install, and, turn it on, set it. All right. We don't need a flash MiSTer Fusion. Go back to connected. It shows connected device. That's good. We're going to go to scripts because we want to install update all. And that's done. That's how quick that is. And now we're going to configure it. What do we want to do? We want to install we always want to enable main cores, enable JT cores, coin up collection. Those I have on mine set. I think I have the arcade organizer set. I don't have any of these extra ones set. You can add those or not, up to your preferences. I'm going to install RetroSpy because I like that. And I have another video that shows you how to set up RetroSpy. So if you do this to install it, you'll have it, you'll be halfway there already. We want the BIOS database and the arcade ROMs database. That'll give us the arcade ROMs and the BIOSes for all the systems, which is great. And this is where you install the wallpapers, so that's another neat thing. So we're going to just save that. It's updated the config. You don't need to reboot or any of that stuff for that. And then we can run update all. Update all will run through SSH, so it will not appear on the MiSTer TV screen. So even if I was recording that, it wouldn't show you anything because it's running, command line, sort of under the hood, if you will. You could use the Zap scripts in MiSTer Companion to run it, or just run it in the scripts menu on the MiSTer itself if you want to see it. It still does save it to a log file, which I should show you in case you wanted to view it later, or you can copy and paste it out of here as well to save it locally on your PC and look at it that way if you want. So we're going to get yes because we're going to continue because we actually do want to run it here. This is going to take about 10 minutes, so I am going to definitely pause the video to edit out some of that loading time, so to speak, for you, but we'll get it started up here. It's just checking all the configs, and it's looking at the MRA files, and then it's going to get the RBF files, and it's going to download the whatevers. And it is going to take about 10 minutes. Boom. Rebooting in 5 seconds. Update all finished. Now it's rebooting and shows you status rebooting right here. Nice. Waiting for the MiSTer. And it's reconnected. And that's that. That's as simple as it is. Let me go back to, where is it, device, and open an Explorer so you can see all the new folders that it added. See, quite a lot of new folders. One thing I forgot to add was the dual core ROMs here. The dual core, sorry, the dual RAM cores, the cores that work with dual RAM, because I do have a dual RAM system. So let's just do that real quick. Configure update all. I kind of forgot this one. Save. Okay. And we'll run update all one more time. And it'll just download those cores real quick, because we've already got everything else. 4 cores. And 3DO stuff, which it should have already downloaded those, I think, anyway. So I had those downloaded before. And that's it. That's done. It won't even need to reboot for those because it's just downloading some cores. And if we go back to the device and open an Explorer, SD card, and you'll see there's the console with the dual SD RAM there. So it just takes a moment. If you've done a recent update, it's not going to be super long to pull stuff down, minute or two tops. If you run it, I don't know, once a week, once a month, something like that, depending on when you run it and what's got. It may take a few minutes, or if there's a a Linux update or something like that, it may take a little longer. Of course, you can run that from the MiSTer itself too. You don't have to use this to manage it if your MiSTer's all set up. Just go in there and just run it. Let me show you where the let me go back to this, of course. Let me show you where the log files are. They're under scripts, config, and then they're actually under downloader, and you have your old log, and then this is the most recent one that I just did where I only downloaded like the 4 things. And let me just show you real quick. Bring this over here. And there's the thing that you saw this coming down, and there's some debug stuff, but so there is, the log is there, so it's still on your MiSTer. You can view it if you want. You can go remotely like this and look at it. You can save it. You can if you haven't closed out of running the script, or is here, this has the last thing, so you can also copy this and save it to a file locally on your machine if you want. And then this is the old log, and I'll just bring this over here like I did before. This is the old log, and it's doing all this where you see all the updatings that we just saw. It's the whole thing. I mean, you didn't see the whole thing because I cut it out a little bit, so it didn't take as long, but it took about 10 minutes to download everything. And that's what I got for you. Let's just take a look at the MiSTer now that we have it all set up, all nice and nifty and what have you. I'm going to leave this open, but you could close it if if you were done. You could just close this, go over to the MiSTer. You don't need to run that to use the MiSTer anymore. So let's go over to the MiSTer. And this is sort of the basic screen. I switched off from the the snowy one for because the compression algorithms and stuff, it does, they don't handle those very nicely. So I went to this one. You could put whatever background you want. If you put it, I think it's menu.png. It'll just use that as the wallpaper. I think you can select it too. You can still rotate using the F1 key from a keyboard that's hooked up to the MiSTer. You can cycle through and pick a different one. Or there's an option, I think you can make a folder of wallpapers, and then it'll like randomly, you can set it to randomly set through one of those if you want, that sort of thing. And yeah, it goes away kind of quickly. Let's see. Now, let's see. If I set up my controls, no, I have not, because that is back. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up the controls, because we haven't done that yet. So if you go back, which I just did, I went back, and then go left, this shows you the IP, 192.168.0.109. That's what mine happens to be. Check yours, because yours may be different. If you're having a problem connecting to it with, whatever program that you connect to it, like if you're using WinSCP or something else, or if you're just trying to connect and you're not running the MiSTer Companion, and you're just trying to like manually connect to it via the the Windows, or something like that, or Linux or what have you, you can check this here to see what the IP is in case it's changed for whatever reason. And real quick, let me just show you the Windows thing again. Device, open Explorer. I'll show you the path. So it's going to be, you go to network, right? And then you put in your IP address. So what you do is, if you're typing it in from scratch, you do / 192.168.0.109. And then it should just bring you right to here. And then it's SD card. And then all the stuff is here. So if you're using WinSCP or something else like that, connecting via SFTP, the path is media FAT instead of SD card. It's media FAT, because that's where the SD card, but it's just mounted a little differently named, and that is that. And so it's media FAT, and you'll be here. Or for this, it's the IP address SD card, and you're here. You're in this stuff. A lot of the stuff when you want to put things in, it's going to be media FAT games or SD card games. And this is where you put the games. We don't have any yet because this is just a brand new setup, but we can copy those over as needed. I have different videos for each system, show you how to set those up. Some of them are really easy, some of them are more complicated, but I think it's nice to explore each, and I'm going to try to do maybe a little background on the system to explain it and give you some history to make it a little more worthwhile to watch the videos as I go along. So that's that. With that, though, we do have the arcade cores, because it does bring those down. So let's switch back over to here. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to define the joystick buttons. So D-pad, test, press right. Stick 1, test, tilt right, tilt down. Stick 2, test, tilt right, tilt down. All right, press right, left, down, up, A, B, X, Y, L, R. Select start. Mouse move right. I'll just set the left controller for it. Right, left, down, up. It can emulate the mouse if you don't have a mouse connected. Mouse button left, I'll do Y. Mouse button right, I'll do A. Mouse button middle, I'll do B. I don't know what MU sniper is, so I am going to just do R. Maybe it's not a good idea for me to do that, but I will. And then what button do you want for the menu? What I use is, like, if you're using an Xbox controller, you just use the Xbox button, or the PlayStation controller, you use the PlayStation button, or I have like a menu. I have a similar button on this, which is an 8-bit Pro 2 controller. So I'm gonna press that button, and then menu OK, whatever you want for the go forward or OK. Press that button, and then whatever you want for your back button. So, and then stick 1, tilt right, and tilt down, and that's it. It's all configured. That's all you got to do the first go around. It may be different depending on what kind of controller you have and you're using and that sort of thing. But that's it. So we got those. Those are installed. I'm going to go to arcade, and I'm going to play some Altered Beast because reasons. It's mostly because that's what I did last time when I did the thing. So we're going to load this up and insert the coin, which is the select button, and then start is start.
Rise from your grave.
All right, I'm rising. Mojo rising, I think. I'm gonna play this poorly, and now my controller is not working. It disconnected again. Alright. That was not me, because you see it reconnected there.
Power up.
Power up. So I don't think I'm going to get very far.
Power up.
Power up. But we'll see. I'll get to the boss, maybe. And then die. I missed it. I have trouble getting those. I guess they're wolves, like two-headed wolves or something. But when I was a kid playing it, I always thought they were pigs. Like two-headed pigs. I don't know. Alright. I just need one more power up before I can fight the boss. How is this Alex? Oh, come on! I got killed by the wolf pig. Where's the jump button? Oh, there. No! No! Yay, I got the power! Woo! I got the power! Extra points. I think you get extra points for getting that. Since I'm already powered up. You know, I don't get any power for it. Wow. Oh, he blows up! That's horrible. I can't shoot up now. It's annoying. I can do that though. Alright.
Welcome to your doom.
Yeah, this is definitely my doom. It's kind of random how his heads come out, so you gotta be really careful about that. We have a nice sound effect for it too, which does not exist on the Genesis version, but the Genesis version has parallax scrolling. Alright, I should be able to do this since I have a full life left. Alright. Yeah! There we go! Good job! Good job, me. Do-do-do-do. This is just, you know, demonstrational purposes.
Power up.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on! I'm terrible. it's really all my fault, okay? But, yeah. I'm gonna die here, and it's gonna be game over. And my controller got stuck again and reconnected. So I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. Oh, it just did it again. It just reconnected again. What in the heck is going on with that? I wonder if I got something wrong with my USB setup. Oh well, game over. All right. I got a high score this time at least. Yeah, number 2. Oh, round 2. But first, yay! Good for me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to noisy here. Well, let me just turn that down a little bit so I can say thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been useful for you, or helpful, or informative, or you enjoyed it, what have you. If it has, please leave a comment in the in the below section where you put the comments. Because that really helps me, keeps me motivated to keep doing these, that they're beneficial for people. But that's all I have for you. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you on another video. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.